How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over how to fix that sound bug in Torchlight once and for all. So this is something that someone else ended up bringing up on stream, but I know I'm not the only person who's been running into this and been extremely frustrated with it. So I figured I'd make sure I get this out to everyone else so they could hear how to fix this as well. So first things first, let's get to it for the people who are only here for that before we jump into anything else for the video. First thing you want to do, you want to turn your overall sound all the way up, because what's happening, I guess, when we've been losing sound is that the game's just been turning down the sound to like a minimal level. If it's at anything less than 100, it's just been turning it down rather. And then what you need to do is you need to basically hit the Windows key down here, go to your audio settings here. If you right click on it and click where it says open volume mixer, and what you need to do is just manually adjust the volume of the game down here instead of doing it in game. So you make it 100% in the game, you lower it here, and what that does is the game will just always treat it as 100%, and you won't run into that sound loss that you're running into. So extremely annoying. I've tested this all day on stream since I found out about it. It's been nice. Again, I forgot how much I enjoy the little loot sounds and everything else. So it's a big part of what makes things great for playing the game. So for those of you here that are here for something else other than that, I wanted to talk a little bit today about the league mechanic. So the league mechanic itself has started to print a decent amount of money and currency, and what that has required is basically starting to level up the sand level here. So as you get the sand level to level 6 and to level 7, you start to be able to get these blending materials and other things that are quite a bit of money, as well as it increases the max value that they can carry. So you can start getting like 15, 20, 100 FE coming back on the airships. So you do have to put a little bit of time in order to level up the system. I'm in the process here where I am trying to farm this like 44,000 gold in order to do this next upgrade. So it's taking a little bit of time, and this does require you to do 1660 as well in Boss Conquest, which is roughly, I had just shy of 20 billion DPS or so, I believe, doing this. Yeah. You still have to have pushed quite a bit of damage to get to level 7. I'm not there yet, but the shipments that I have been sending at level 6 have still been pumping out a decent amount of money. Again, I've been getting like consistently stacks of like 10 to 15 FE coming back from my shipments. I just have, again, I've been putting them on hold for now because, again, I'm just trying to rush this 45,000 FE here so that I can upgrade the ships and everything else over here, so that I can also get higher level stuff here as well, or unlock the ability to get this higher level reputation, which will give me even better items and better loot. So we're gonna have to farm this gold a second time here as well. So not necessarily looking forward to that, but I want to push it, so that's kind of what we're doing. I can kind of show you the map strategy that I've been doing. Very similar to what I was talking about in the other build for basically farming in the League mech, and that is, I've just been doing cube and block sale, and this is something that's good for people who are free to play and are only sitting on free to play pets, and that is going to be playing cube and block sale. So when it comes to the free pets that we are going to be getting here out of this box here tomorrow or a day after this video releases, something you basically can get out of this is you have the option here again for the cube pet, for the pet for Eterna, the pet for Dream, for Missville, for Clockwork, or for Canvas. So out of these pets, the pet that is going to be the best as a free-to-play player or someone who doesn't really have that many other loot pets is going to be the pet for Cube. And let's go ahead and go over that, and I'll kind of show you why. So if we could look in here under pack spirits, this is the one here for Cube. And the best thing about the Cube pet here is that you are just getting a raw 22% chance to double the items that you're getting. So you're basically just looking at 22% more loot. That's just consistent. 22% more, and you're done there. The other pets that what you're seeing here, and Cube is a thing, again, it's already in your maps, so it always interacts with all the other League mechanics that have been coming out as well. The issue with something like Eterna or Canvas right now is that Eterna and Canvas doesn't interact with this League mechanic. You don't get any gold in there. So you can't actually do the current League mechanic if you are focusing on Eterna or Canvas gameplay. The other things when it comes in regards to those is if we look at Canvas, for example, Canvas offers something very similar to what you're seeing with it's very similar to what you're seeing with the pet from Cube, where you're getting 24% increased drop quantity. But what ends up happening is the real part of Canvas that makes this pet really, really strong is when you actually get to level 3. So at level 1, she's nowhere near as strong as some of the other ones, but at level 3, you unlock this ability to refresh, which this will save a lot of runs, which is big, right? If you are going to do this League mechanic, having this level 3 pet does make a significant difference by having a lot of runs be able to be saved, by being able to have that reset. So keep that in mind. And then also, again, because you're not actually drawing towards this pack spirit, you're just selecting the legendary, you're still going to be lacking the purples and the blues, which are like all combined together to actually really make the League mechanic like as rewarding as basically the price of the invites that you're paying for. Dream can also be kind of good here. I have this here under this baubles one. This one's fine just because it has this this 10% chance to basically just give you, every time you complete one of the routes, you get a 10% chance to get any of the dream bubbles that are already there, which because there's 3 routes, that adds up to about that same like 30%. Or it's a 10% rolled 3 times, right? Shepherd is pretty good. Similar to the same thing though, where again, you're missing these ones as well. This 2% here and this 3% here, which I believe it's multiplied. I have it extra up here as well. This 3% is after you have it leveled up to 5. Yours won't even have this 2% yet until you get a level 3 of this, so you will still be required to pull a little bit for those pack spirits. The last option is they have a Eterna in here, wherever he is. Let's go city. Eterna is fine at level 1. I mean, I only have him at level 2, which doesn't really change anything. Again, Eterna is good, but the biggest issue with that is that you are basically being forced to do City of Eterna, and it means you're not interacting with any of the rest of the game at all. You're doing your own thing, you're living there, which is good. Same thing as most of the other ones where you are going to want these other spirits here, or these other pack spirits if you can, but it's not the end of the world if you don't have them. So, yeah, so all in all, out of the list that's there, I would highly recommend the Cube pet. Cube is basically always used every single league because slates are really, really important. And the materials for slates are always going to have value. So if you look at some of the value of some of these like slates right now, even this late into the league, these blessing slates here are still holding up decent value. They're still over 10 FE a piece. At the very beginning of the league, they were even like 70 FE a piece. So this is for badly rolled ones. If you get ones that are even any good, or you get a good corner of divinity, which drops exclusively from Cube, you can get quite a significant value out of these. This one's right around somewhere around 100 FE like this, or whatnot. And then there's also some very specific things to Cube where you have the ability to get these divinity stones here, which can be used on this shop to basically buy flame elementium, And then there are other things on the shop that you can hit eternity, for example, or really high-end items where you can basically purchase them from that. So if you're coming from PoE, this is basically 2 yen. So being able to get more of those is really good. And again, Cube is one of those mechanic pets where you can get away with just having the legendary and not having the rest and still have a good time with them. So something that I do highly recommend, again, if you can get it. So that is going to be what I end up picking up, because that's the one pet that I still don't have. I haven't had it this whole time. Cube has still been a good mechanic for me to run even without the pet. So I have been running it anyways. So I'm looking forward to getting some extra loot myself. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And other than that, see you in the next one.